Zhuangzi Part 2, In-Class Activity Instructions. In this week's video lecture, we examine the ethics of Zhuangzi. And by ethics, I don't mean a system of understanding which actions are good or bad, morally right or morally wrong, but rather a way of behaving that is more natural, in some ways more healthy. Through examples such as the stories of Kuk Ding and Wheelwright Pian in the text, we talked about how human categories expressed through language were seen by the Zhuangzi as an imperfect guide for action. So manual laborers, such as in these cases butchers or carpenters, might need practice, sometimes of many years, to get the feel of the grain of meat or wood and what it feels like to work that with your hands. In contrast, the text suggested to us that approaching those tasks with logic or through verbal instructions, such as through old books, that's no substitute for personal experience and being present to one's immediate physical environment. Now, the goal of this reflection exercise will be to think about whether or not language, including language like that written in philosophy books, can really be an adequate guide to living one's life. Or are things like sense perception, experience, and a mental state of being fully aware and fully present in one's environment, are those things able to provide us with better guidance than language can, at least in some situations? Now, after you finish watching this instruction video, please go ahead and click on the link below to watch a YouTube video of an esports team, Echo Fox, playing a Blindfold Jenga game as a team-building exercise. Now, the problem that this video shows is very similar to that highlighted by the stories of Kuk Ding and Wheelwright Pian. When one is working with one's hands, is sense perception a better guide than language? And you'll see in this video that when a player is blindfolded, his teammates are in fact able to use language to instruct him where to put his hands, but it's also much slower and much more inefficient than it would be if they could use their vision. Now, you can think about this in terms of data bandwidth, right? When you're sending a text, that is very low data usage because it's not conveying very much information. In contrast, streaming video takes a lot of data bandwidth because it transfers huge amounts of information. Similarly, vision is just more informative than language in telling players where to put the blocks. Now, after you watch that video, you'll then click on the final link at the bottom to write a short reflection essay of 150 to 200 words explaining whether you think that the difficulty of using language as a guide to your action in the world should extend to other kinds of actions besides simple physical tasks like playing Jenga. Don't forget to click yes on the final question to make sure that your answer is submitted and graded.